Hello Retrohead and welcome back to A Hermit's Hideaway with me, Benny Williams. I thought it was about time that we did another Snes gameplay of one of my games that I've got, one of my PAL games. And this time we are going to go for Aladdin, which is chosen by my friend Jonny, who is Top 10 Retro on YouTube. And he wanted to see a bit of Aladdin because he knows I'm a big fan of platformers, and it's a great choice because it's an absolutely brilliant game. I do have the Mega Drive version, which is also the Sega Genesis, of course, and there's not a lot in it, but they say that the Mega Drive one is better, but this is the one that I had grown up as a kid and the one that I loved, and this is one of my original games from my original Snes collection. So let's have a play and see what you guys think if you haven't played it before. So as you'd expect with a Super Nintendo game, it's very bright, it's very colourful. It's, you know, sort of seems to, graphically and visually, really sort of fits in with the sort of style of the animated film. It is a platformer for only one player, and although I played this to death as a kid, I haven't played it for a few years now, so just got to get used to it again. I sort of remember most of what I need to do throughout the game. And I did beat it quite a few times as a child. There's some very, very challenging levels towards the end of the game, especially from the sequence from the film where you're on the magic carpet and you're being chased through the lava caves. I am trying to pull off a move where you sort of have this sort of parachute thing, but for some reason I can't seem to do it right now. Can't remember what the button was for it. And I would have thought it was X that controls it, but I don't know. So by dropping on these little sort of pots and things, you come across things like apples and bread, and as you know, in the film, being a street rat, he steals bread to feed himself as he's very poor. And these are some of the guards from the game that are trying to stop you, and they're on the lookout for you. It's an extremely responsive game. It plays incredibly well. The controls are just really spot on, and the detection is brilliant too. This is a bonus level because I've picked up that golden Scarab. So as you can see, you've got the genie here and you've got this spinning wheel, and whatever you land on, you get a chance to win. So it wouldn't have been a bad thing, because I've got a feeling I'm going to need it because I've not played it for so long, but never mind. Got an extra credit at least, so that's 4 credits, so I suppose in a way that's better than having 2 lives, because I get an extra 3 lives instead. But yeah, I think my X button isn't working because I can't really parachute like I should be able to, unfortunately. So there's going to be some of the gems and things that I'll miss, which usually I'll be able to get no problem. As I say, I do also have the Mega Drive version as well, but personally I'm not overly keen on that version. I think it's just because it's not the one that I hadn't played as a child, whereas this one is. So this is the one I've got the fondness and nostalgia for. Oh, and there's the parachute. So I managed to find that again by pressing the right trigger to go back the other way. So at least I've worked out all the buttons again now, so that is very handy. Could do some apples or something, or some bread right now, to be honest. Yeah, and Y is to run a bit quicker, which comes in handy every now and then. Yeah, just such a great game. So many fun memories of this game. And it did take me quite a few years to be able to beat it, because obviously the more and more I played it as a child, the better I got, the quicker my reactions got, and things like that.
Daddy?
Yeah?
You know that plaster? It got stuck to my foot, and it was really painful, so we had to shower it off.
Okay.
So you have to put the not sticky bit on my root canal.
Okay.
Otherwise my root will sting to its harmony.
Have I showed you this game before, Liv?
No.
This
Monkey!
Obviously, you really like Aladdin, don't you?
Monkey!
So I'm just filming a video for YouTube at the moment, Liv. And you really like Aladdin, don't you?
Monkey!
The film.
Monkey!
And
Monkey!
I hope that you can see the game okay, and that it's not taking too long to refocus on the game or anything.
Monkey! Monkey! Bye bye. Monkey. Monkey.
Could have done with that bread a bit earlier before losing that life, but never mind. And as you probably noticed this time, when I was turning on the game on the Super Nintendo, it works first time this time, so quite pleased with that. Whereas obviously in the last video that I did, it took a fair few attempts for the game to start working, unfortunately. This is just one of those very classic games for me that I do often... died. So yeah, I was going to say, this is one of those very classic games for me, which I do often come back to play again whenever I'm in the mood for playing Snes games and things like that. Even if it's only for 20 minutes, half an hour, I normally get up at least to the cavern straight off. I don't really normally tend to play it all the way through nowadays, even though it is worth playing all the way through and seeing if I've still got it, if I can still beat it. So I think with the red gem that's down below on this next area now, it might just be a sort of gem that lures you to trying to get it, because I thought that I used to be able to hang off the sides, you know, obviously on the side of these platforms here you can hang on, and I thought that I used to be able to do that with those swinging platforms as well, but I don't know, maybe you still can, or maybe that's not the case anymore, I can't quite remember. But when I went for that red gem I couldn't find it. Right, I missed those last few gems, not a problem, it's the end of that level. Again, as usual, playing on the original hardware. It seems like I've gone back to the first level now. I hope that's not the case, it shouldn't be. Sorry, as I was saying anyway, playing again on the original hardware on my original game. And like I say, it's just such a fun game to play. Those apples come in handy for stunning guards when it gets a bit tricky in some parts of the game. Oh, missed him, tried to chuck an apple at his head. So this is the first boss that you come across, obviously. He's either the market leader or the head guard, perhaps. There we go, beat him. Let's carry on to the end of this level. We meet Jasmine, they fall in love. Again, there's no sound because I don't want to get a copyright strike. So I'm leaving the sound off. Don't know if there's any way around that. I know that you can do things where you can do videos for Nintendo as and you can also, what am I thinking of? Oh, when you get your ad revenue and things like that, you have to share your profits with Nintendo if you're going to do it too, for ads and things with the game. And you've got to have special permission on games to be able to use them on your channels. Sorry, just having a drink there. Low on health, so I'm gonna not chance jumping on these bats. I'm just gonna throw some apples at them instead. There we go, got some chicken, so that's helped. And I've got plenty of apples at the moment anyway, so it's not too bad. Scarab, wait for it, wait for it. We got him. But I have, doing that, I've missed the extra life that's just up there, which if I timed it a bit better I could have jumped on top of that bat, got up onto a ledge and got the scarab and an extra life, but never mind. Most of the time I'd probably end up losing a life trying to get that life, to be honest, so I have to leave those red gems because I don't want to risk dying because I haven't played it for a while. Down we go. So now we're down into the, oh, what's it called when they go into that sort of sphinx thing, but it's a sort of panther thing, isn't it, rather than a lion or anything like that. Just met the magic carpet that follows you around. So we're coming close to the lava level. And as you see, I've got another Scarab, so I've got another chance for an extra life continue or something like that. Two lives this time, so that's pretty nice. It's good going. I'm probably going to need them, as I say. I can't remember, but I'm assuming that heart will give you more health, a bit like in The Legend of Zelda. And because, you know, I'm not going really after some of these red gems because I'm just showing you what the game's like. I'll get whichever ones I can if I can, but I'm not going out of my way for them. Don't really need that bread, to be honest, because I've got full health. I can't remember if there's anything over that way a little bit, or I may have to go that way, or can't quite remember. Yeah, I do, just after I collected this one up, so... I was hoping to flip over that boulder the first time around, but it just came a bit quicker than I anticipated then. Wait for that one to get out of the way and get on the move again. Here we are, we find the lamp. And of course Apu tries to steal that gem, or Abu, as I've just been corrected by the game. And of course I'm forgetting to mention music on here because you can't hear it. The music's fantastic, it's just really, really well done, of course, as you'd expect with the Super Nintendo chip that they had anyway. And the music sounds really, really good. And it's quite true to the movie. So here we go, I think this is the lava level. Get that gem if I can. I don't know if you can hear the stuff in the background, but I'm just going to have to go and close the door because the door's left it open. Right, let's get back to it. I think this is going to be a scarab, so I'm going to wait a minute. Oh no, it's a bread and I could have done with that. I thought it was a scarab and I needed to make sure I had enough room, so maybe this next one's a scarab. And we've managed to get it. But we've missed that vital bread, which I could have done with. And again, like I said in my last video, you know, considering my control pad is so old now, it's still holding out really well. I'm not risking some of these red gems at the moment because it's just a bit risky of losing my health, and I don't want to lose all the health, of course. So. Oh, that was a bit risky, but I think that was the end of that level, so just about pulled it off. And there's a scarab for the bonus. See what we get this time. Is it going to be a 2-up again? No? Okay. I think that's a continue again then. 5 continues, not bad, not bad. Ah, here we go. This is the bit I was telling you about with the magic carpet. It's so nicely done. And you've got to have some quick reactions about you. You know, you could probably guess how long it took me to be able to learn how to do and beat this level as a child. Because it did take me a very long time to be able to do it. And as you could see there, as soon as you hit a bit of rock or something, you come flying off. There's no second chances. And a lot of it, I learnt to do it as a child through excuse me. A lot of it just getting carried away talking, wasn't really concentrating there. But a lot of it is memorisation for how I beat it as a child, I guess. So it looks like I did pretty much need all those continues after all at this rate. But I'm not sure if it takes me back a couple of levels to the beginning of the lava levels again when I hit continue. Oh, that was close. I thought it had me again then. Thought it was done for. I think I've done it, yep. Done that level. That was a bit butt clenching. Struggling to get my words out of it sometimes. That was cleared stage 3. And in this level, this is sort of, we're in Genie's world now. I'm sure some of these things are just put in there for temptation's sake. Still got plenty of apples, so I'm not going to bother diving down for those. Every now and then, when you're on top of a platform and you press left a little bit just to make sure you're on the platform properly, sort of it seems ever so slightly sensitive a bit, which is why he seems to skid backwards. I was wondering what that was then. I probably should have waited for something now, I'd imagine. Don't remember this level very well, although of course I've been through and beaten it many times. And as you can see, overall it's not too challenging. Especially if you've got that many lives and a few continues, and you know you've got a chance to get out of the Sphinx sort of thing after the lava level. Yeah, there we go. You do have to wait for Genie to put some clouds out there. That's the end of that level. All done. So it wasn't too difficult. I just forgot to remember to wait for Genie to come along and put some of those clouds down, so that was safe. That was close, and I'm glad I remembered about using a canopy then to sort of steady and break my fall a bit. Got another Scarab. Ooh. Those tornadoes aren't very happy. Shouldn't have gone for that, it was a bit risky. But never mind. Done that level. I'm thinking about maybe doing Donkey Kong Country 1 next, because I love that game, and I know some people don't love it and some people do love it like I do. But there's so many secrets to be had in that game, and I do still remember quite a lot of them. Another continue. I don't think I'm going to be needing the continues now, hopefully. I hope I've got enough to do the game. This bit's a bit creepy. It's sort of like Nightmare on Elm Street sort of thing, like Nightmare on Elm Street 5, where you've got Freddy that goes out into the furnace and he's trying to eat that woman, and which to look back at nowadays is just absolutely daft.
Monkey.
Oh, you're back, are you? Thought it was going to be your sister this time. Here comes the other daughter.
Daddy,
Yes.
maybe this woke me up.
I'm sure she didn't wake you up. I heard that you was watching YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, you
I was
were.
watching Barbie.
Oh, was you?
Yeah, I'm going to finish it tomorrow. This is a very funny one. Guess what?
What's that?
A cat and a horse goes with a farmer. Where's Monkey?
He's not on these levels.
Monkey.
Girls, keep it down a bit because I'm trying to film.
Monkey.
Good night, you two.
Good night. Daddy.
What?
Daddy.
What? No, don't, because it's... Don't touch the camera, darling.
Okay.
Good girl. Come on up to bed and I'll come and give you a kiss goodnight in a minute.
Daddy, you have to come to
A bit of bread came in handy there. Stay up here out of trouble. I do remember as a kid this area being quite tricky, and I think this is where I used to always fail as a child before I learnt to beat it. Oh, this is probably going to be no exception. And the trouble is with this now, is because of the sand running down, I can't hold on to ledges and things with the ones where the sand's coming down on them. Well, looks like I'm going to miss that sculpt. If only I could have jumped there and I probably could have got him. Never mind. Yeah, I thought I'd just going to rush, try and get to the end of that level. Not really go for any collectibles or anything, because it's getting a bit tougher in there. Just trying to concentrate on these bits. Didn't do badly there. End of the level. Happy with that. Oh, I have to wait for this one because I need to hang on to this chain link to get across. Oh, a bit too cocky there. Here's a boss, I don't remember. Oh, this is just a boo, and then I think something comes along afterwards now. Stage 5 cleared. Missed that red gem, but never mind. Again, it's sort of repetition with this, where you sort of memorise where these gems are, and like I say, I've not played it for a few years now. Easy enough. Just trying to rush through this level. There's just so many dangers. I'm going to leave that one up, it's not worth risking. This is cool because they could fall off and burn these guys, but you can also hurt yourself by doing it. No, I wanted that. Oh, got it anyway. With the help of the knife thrower. End of that level, another quick one. Bonus level. Wait here a second to avoid the flames. Would have been pretty funny if Aladdin had a sort of animation where he ran on the spot wherever the platforms and the paths are and stairs that were really hot from the flames. That would have been a pretty cool idea. Oh, better get going. Oh. Fire grilled chicken is still there. Didn't need the bread, so I can carry on. Here's the battle with Jafar, I think. Or at least battle 1, if I remember rightly. Just so I've got all those hearts. Dear. close. Oh no. Have to try again. At least it sort of reminds me of how his moves and things work. Again, when you know his patterns, is not very difficult at all to beat. Oh, wasn't expecting that. Thought I had him. Still want some more. That was fight one with Jafar. I'm hoping I've got enough battery to see through to the end of this. Final battle with the boss, so brilliant. Straight on to Jafar. Hopefully I've got enough battery to see us through till the end. Transform! Again, as a kid, I used to be able to get to this a lot, and I used to die a lot and not be able to beat it, but I have actually beaten the game enough times now. So it's not like I've never beaten it at all, at least. Gotcha. Thought I jumped in time then. As you can see, like I say, it's not a particularly difficult game. To get a good run up so I'm able to land on Jafar rather than hitting me. Is that it? I'm not sure if that's it. It either is or he comes back for a little bit more again. Can't quite remember. See in a second. Oh yeah, come back for some more. And then the proper battle commences. Come on, come on! Can't skip any of it this time. Maybe that was it. Maybe this is just the last of it. Excuse me. So fortunately, it seems I didn't have to use any of the continues, and as you can see, it's actually, you know, it's not a difficult game, but it's not, I wouldn't say it's a particularly easy game either. It's sort of, you know, almost in between, but leaning more towards the easier end, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. But it's not too easy. There's enough of a challenge there, and, you know, to get your kids into. It's an absolute classic game. And at least this is a nice long sort of ending to a game as well, because nothing worse than putting all that effort and time into beating the game and then it just saying the end or a winner review or something like that, and that's it. So there you have it. I believe this is just the credits now. And it just plays through the song A Whole New World. So yeah, there you have it. That's the game finished. And I hope you enjoyed this long play. It's been a long video, I'm sure you'd agree, but I hope you've enjoyed it. And I tried to talk as much as I can while we're playing without trying to excuse me, there we go again, without trying to distract myself too much from being able to play as well at the same time. But, you know, I know the game so well by now that it's not too difficult with this one to talk and play. And I guess the more I do it, the more better I become at it. So, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers.